When we talked to our oncologist, he gave me 13 months.
Devastating.
I couldn't believe it. My name's Nicole and I'm a cancer survivor. My daughter was born in February of 2018, and nursing was really important to me. I struggled with it. While nursing my daughter, I found a lump. My doctor thought it was just a clogged milk duct. I was young, I was healthy. I did everything all the doctors said you should do. She said, you know what, just to be on the safe side, let's get an ultrasound. It was inconclusive. I had a biopsy later on that showed it was cancerous. When people get bad news, things kind of like go black, and it kind of, tunnel vision is what they call it. It was like I couldn't hear anything, I couldn't see anything. I couldn't believe it.
It wasn't something that I really thought was going to be true. I thought, oh, it's just something, it'll be okay. And then when the reality of cancer being the word attached to what was happening was devastating.
I did my first chemotherapy. I cried the entire way. Because it was so advanced, I had to do, they call it the Red Devil, oddly enough. The last day of my radiation was December 31st, 2019. I felt, okay, I get to start new. And everything was good. We had started going to real life. My husband and I, we cried every service. I found myself very quickly being one of those people who just, you're compelled to put your hands in the air and praise God. It was something that we wanted to come back for more, week after week after week. March of this year, I woke up having difficulty breathing. So I went to the emergency room, and I didn't come out of the hospital for 10 days. When they did the biopsy from the fluid, they found out that I had cancer in my ribs, cancer in my spine, cancer in my hip, cancer in all of my lymph nodes throughout my body. It was everywhere. And when we talked to our oncologist, he gave me 13 months. You know, as a mom of a little girl, that was pretty hard news. That was a very dark day for us. And what we had hoped for was for the cancer just to not progress.
So now what? What do you do? Where do you go for sort of hope and faith? You know, Nicole and I went back to real life. You know, we wept during the sermons. I wept during the worship, and I can't tell you why.
I immediately got baptized. I just wanted to live at church. I just wanted to feel that safety.
You know, you're holding on for dear life for something that is going to be impactful to give you some sense of direction.
Every week we would go down to the front to sit with the prayer partners, and we would pray every week, and I would pray for healing, I would pray for security. And one week, Pastor Mark happened to be around, and one of the prayer partners brought him over, and Pastor Mark asked me where I was feeling pains, and he put his hands on my hips, and he prayed over me, put his hands on my back and prayed over me. And it was a very powerful experience. I remember after he asked, did you feel any different? At the time I didn't, but I still had faith. They prayed that the cancer would be healed and the doctors would be shocked. I remember I went into my oncologist's office and I sat down and he said, your scans are normal. And I said, what do you mean normal? You mean there's no progression? Everything looks the same? He said, no. Your scans are the same as if I were to have my scans. We don't see cancer anywhere. They don't see cancer in your bones. They don't see cancer in your lymph nodes. We don't see cancer anywhere. And I knew. I knew it was God.
It's powerful.
miracles happen. A miracle happened to me. Even if you don't see God working, God's always working. Don't lose hope. My name's Nicole Sowers, and I'm a changed life.